Well, we were talking earlier too about Flock Safety being a private company. Of course, they are, and they're in it for money. Of course, they just recently, because of all this backlash that's been in the news lately. Uh, that, Granted, they've been in use. Their cameras have been in use for a long time. Only now they're on every news channel, on every news desk, because of the abuses and everything. So, Flock Safety, the parent company, has issued a statement as of, I believe it was yesterday, that they have done something with their software to give more guardrails for their customers. So I don't know. I don't know where that's going.
Yeah, and this is for the cops because that's what they're addressing, right?
Yeah.
Cops that are using it have to enter in a case number if they're going to look up somebody. Now, this does not prevent anybody who's a third-party provider that's not a cop from being able to use the information for the same reason, right? So,
Sure.
like they're having to do this because it's killing sales, because people are, very concerned about this law enforcement issue. And really, as a law enforcement tool, it's a pretty remarkable tool. You do get your stolen cars back. You do get your stolen stuff back. You can figure out who it was that broke into your house much quicker as a result of the technology. The problem is that the data that they're continuing to hold, and they're giving you tools that they already could have already implemented, but it's not stopping them from the problems that people are worried about. And it might have something to do with it. There's a whole bunch of people playing mailbox baseball with their cameras right now.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah. There are groups of people going around, just destroying them. I know in Northeast Florida, I think there's somewhere in the neighborhood of about 700 cameras in Duval, a couple hundred cameras in Clay County, and growing because they just signed a very large multi-million-dollar yearly contract. And I'll be discussing that later tonight with someone from Clay News. Yeah, I mean, it's still growing. Although some municipalities have pumped the brakes on the purchase and or use of flock cameras, but they're still selling them.
Yeah, and we have to address the underlying issue, because if you make a regulation for this company and this product, well, what about your smartwatches? What about just regular surveillance cameras on your home? What's to prevent Ring from hooking up the same software? The software is easy now. And you have to deal with the data, not just the company. And I think that's the biggest concern I have. Is it if you tailor it towards this one thing, have you met Americans? Oh, you can't do it with the flock camera. Well, I've got the flick camera, and we don't post it on a pole. It hangs. Okay.
Exactly.
We actually kind of have our own, from a neighborhood community standpoint, already kind of have I put system in quotes like that, where everybody's got cameras on their doors. I have cameras all over the house, inside the house, outside the house. And so, something happens in the neighborhood, somebody took my dog or whatever, and they get on the neighborhood app and they flock over there, right? And that's how they catch some of these people.
Yeah, but I think your Alexa cameras right now, they're not networkable. Gardenia down the street can't call you up and say, "Hey, I noticed you seem to be having some digestive problems after all those spicy tacos." No, but you don't need Gardenia to be telling people either. Well, you got to watch the gym. That Tracy just had a whole bunch of chili beans, so look out.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
That's why Tracy lives out there.
Yeah. 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 No, actually, out here in the woods, we do have cameras. Yeah. Got trail cameras, too. Got trail cameras out in the woods. Yeah.
You're looking for the skunk ape?
No, just people coming on the property that shouldn't be. It happens. It occasionally happens.
Yeah.
Somebody wanders across the property that shouldn't be doing it. So
Yeah, skunk ape is one of my favorite Florida cryptozoology things. It's the Florida Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.